Hi there, my name is Ellie. This story is about a man and the change of weather. Basically, it had a lot to do with the change of weather. It's three things, though, that saved my dad's life. And Lester Ann is going to tell us this story. This is the daughter of the man who lived because of these three things. Now, first of all, I need to tell you two things. And one is a Chinook. What is a Chinook? And the other thing is this man is working on a crane. And it's a huge crane. And it helps to move the sugar beets from where they are over into storage. And so he's on this crane and it's huge and he's up high quite a ways. So these two things you know. Now, you don't know what a Chinook is. So those of you that don't, a Chinook is a warm wind and it comes down, swooping down off the mountains. And it comes sliding down off this slope so quickly. And the warm air that comes with it, this warm air changes the weather immensely. It's unbelievable. And I've lived in the area where we have Chinooks all the time. So it's amazing because golfers will go out to golf because the snow's all melted because there's a Chinook and everybody's wearing just a sweater and no parkas. It's fantastic. So the story occurs in Taber, Alberta, Canada, and it's to Clarence Hyde. He is the man that works in that crane. And he's working on this crane, and the newspaper story is quite good, and it tells us about this man that an accident occurred, and he was able to jump to safety, and that's wonderful. Except they don't tell us a couple of little things that happened that make the story so exciting, because he didn't tell anybody this. But in the morning, he told his wife what happened, and that was important for what did happen. So it was a midnight shift that he worked at, and it was really cold. And so he put on an extra pair of long johns because it was so blooming cold. And he went to work, and he's working on this crane, and he's nice and warm, but Mother Nature had a trick up her sleeve. So at 4 a.m., this raging Chinook wind comes in, and Clarence is just like, oh my gosh, he's got to get his jacket off. He's got to get the door open, let some air in here. And so what he does is he works at this door, and it's very heavy. It takes time. And in that time, he managed to get it open, and it takes time to close it. So he's left this door open during this warm air coming, and now he's getting a breeze. He's got his jacket off, and he thinks he's fine. But it's right after he makes all these changes that it's only minutes, and he opens the door, and the crane malfunctions right after that. And this 1-ton bucket of beets, full of sugar beets. Now it just swings across because there's a balance that's gone now with this breaking of this crane. Okay, Clarence was able to see that. He saw it happening, and he was able to leap to safety. I shudder to think of what would have happened to him had he not done three things. Had he not put on the extra clothing that night because it was so cold. So the extra clothing was what was bothering him. Had he not been able to get that door open, had there not been a Chinook wind that night, the door wouldn't have been open. Three small miracles all added up to one huge miracle that saved my dad's life, says Lester Ann. There's a lot of suspense in this story. It's a fantastic story. I'm so glad you sent it in, Lester Ann. And I'm glad that you, listeners, dropped in just to listen to it. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you, Lester Ann, for sharing a fantastic story. I hope you all have a beautiful day tomorrow, too. And if it's cold, I hope you get a Chinook. Have a good day. My name's Ellie. This is 25,000 Miracles.